We have an important game this week, as all of them get more important as the season goes along. Have a team that's one of the top rushing teams in the country. I think they're ranked third. They have two guys on their team that are in the top 10 in our league in rushing. One of them, I think, is the running back is 10th in the country. They run a pistol option offense and have had great success moving the ball. They have the best kickoff return man in the league and the best kickoff return team in the league. They have the best punter in the league and the best punt team in the league. And if you want to go by comparative scores, they beat New Mexico State by 49. We beat them by 10.
Coach, you talk about like how they have a really good punter, but it seems like Alicia's done some nice things for you guys. How important has his success been this year for your team?
Joel's had a good season so far. He's really helped us with field position and all that.
Do you feel like he's improved a lot from last season? I mean,
Yeah, he's much better than he was last year. In fact, he didn't punt the whole time last year. I mean, he alternated, but I think he's just put a lot of extra work in. Has worked on techniques and fundamentals, and probably has more confidence just because he's done it a lot more.
Does having a punter like that sort of give your defense more confidence in terms of his ability to flip the field?
I don't know if the defense even thinks about it, but I know it helps the defense. Whether the players realize it or not, it helps the defense because field position is a huge factor in whether you can play, well on defense. It's much harder for them to score the further away from the goal line they are.
Rocky, your offense is no slouch in the running department either. So what do you kind of expect between these two teams? Sort of a real grinded out, slugging them out game?
I hope that's the way it is. When you watch film, just because people run the ball doesn't mean it's a grinded out, slug it out game. If you watch the UNLV film against New Mexico scored 35 points, I think 28 points in the first half, and had 300 and something yards rushing in the first half. So that was not grinded out. Every run and play was a big play. They ended up with over 500 yards of rushing in that game. But they're going to run it a lot, whether they're grinding it out or getting big plays. They're going to continue to run the ball and use play-action pass to try to get a big play in the passing game. So I would much rather it be grinded out. I'd much rather them getting 3 and 4 yards a carry than 30 and 40 and 50 yards a carry. I'd much rather have that happen.
Coach, how's the morale of the team after the disheartening loss on Saturday?
I don't know yet. They were real quiet on Sunday, and we didn't practice yesterday, so hopefully they'll be over it by today. They better be.
And how confident are you with this team's ability to have success in the last handful of games?
I think if we prepare the same way we did last week and go into the game with the same attitude as we did last week, we'll be just fine. If we don't prepare the same way and don't have the same attitude, we'll be in trouble.
How do you see your defense matching up against their option?
I think it's difficult. Just like a great passing attack, they're so good at running the ball, you have to adjust your scheme to try to prevent them to have that kind of success running the ball. So you're not playing just like when you play Fresno State. If you play your base defense, unless you're a dominant, physically gifted football team, you have to adjust your base defense to take away what they do best. And that means you have to get more people at the line of scrimmage, which works, but also gives them the chance of a lot of big plays. Because all they have to get is a seam, and a 3 and 4 yard gain turns into an 80-yard gain because you don't have deep safeties back there to prevent the long play.
Is it difficult to change gears? Fresno 1 week, this the next week?
Yeah, it's as big a difference as you can get. 1 week you got to have a team that's going to throw it 80 times and doesn't want to run it. Now you have a team that's going to run it 80 times and doesn't really want to throw it.
What's the challenge then in getting your defense ready for that kind of change?
It's a big challenge. Obviously, you have to go in with a different attitude. The attitude of dropping in coverage and rushing a passer as compared to getting on a three-point stance and putting your feet in the ground and try not to get knocked off the ball and try to be more physical. You play a passing team, the game is not near as physical. It's more of a skills game. Now it's turned into, this week will be a physical game.
Do you like your guys in a physical game?
They've done well in the past. We haven't played anybody that's going to run it like these guys. Easy crowd.
Coach, do you still have friends on this New Mexico team? I know it's a different staff under Davey, but like any of the ops people or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. I still have a lot of friends in New Mexico.
But all
Several of them work for the athletic department in the university, yeah.
I guess what are your feelings sort of like taking on your former team? You said, you know, like.
I don't, it's not any different. I think the first year that I was the head coach and we played New Mexico, I think that was a very strange feeling, but that's a long time ago now. It's not any different than getting ready for any other game.